Good to go. Just 2 tonight. I could have got in on this, but I'd much rather get the commentary practice. Yeah. STS, same type shuffle. If you're not familiar with this setup, you can see the flags there on the top. That's Amadeus is on top, Yeehaw's on the bottom. And if you're unfamiliar with the randomizer, if you're checking this out for the first time, the way these settings are set up, we use the in-game settings, and that's because this game can be run on multiple platforms. So, yeah, I'll race at some point, but I'd actually rather cast. Oh, let me get the chat actually to go above this. Yeah, there we go. And then let me get this up here too. Where are these? Let me drag those down. Okay. Yeah, so we run on the built-in randomizer. There is a randomizer for PC that's kind of separate that changes some things that lets you get a little bit more variance in. But since the people that play this game play it across multiple platforms, racing this way actually allows us to all play together by using the internal settings. So basically, the way that we have this set up is probably the most fair set of flags you can have. The only rules are certain glitches are not allowed, and like clipping out of bounds. Clipping in bounds is cool, so like clipping through like the gears and cogs in Tower, clipping through the broken floor in Citadel is fine, but clipping out of bounds is banned. Guild Crawler Tech is banned. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. You'll see it later. Just because it was discovered too quickly before the tournament started. And if you see Dimension Shift and it's only craftable, that's actually like a soft lock seed, and we don't run those. So every seed, if you watch the tournament, is vetted ahead of time to make sure that those things aren't happening. Then if you want to look at the flags here, basically what this does is it keeps all of the key items in key item locations. It shuffles them all. It also shuffles every type of item in the game within its own pool. So any chest that would normally have a weapon in it, that same amount of items that are in the chests are then shuffled amongst themselves. That's kind of how it works. You won't get any craftable only items in the chests. However, we do run chaos on drops and shuffle in all the shops. So all the shop stuff will be shuffled. You might see some stuff that is craftable that is easier to craft than normally would be. You could also see some of the vanilla items jump into the shop as well. And then all of the other things are shuffled except for recipes on cooking. So if you anytime you break a food, it's going to break down into its normal ingredients, and that's just in an effort to make sure that you can craft food to beat the game a little bit easier. But everything else is the same. Also shards. Reds are shuffled within reds. Purples are shuffled within purples, and there you go. And that's it. That's all of it in a nutshell. So we're just waiting on both players to be ready and go, and they can head on out whenever they want. Good luck, have fun, everyone. Here we go. Is the tracker? Oh, I don't have the tracker up. Booyah. There we go. Tracker's up. I'll try to track everything. And we're off bromide right away. Boom. Okay, the train is open. Somebody may be going off the rails tonight. The seed we casted last night, train was the answer. There was no train in vain. Dimension Shift was on Assassin, which is only in the train section. Some enemies will be in two different areas. A good example is Solano is on the train, the Bridge of Evil, and it's also in Tower of Twin Dragon. Larage is another example. It's in Citadel and it's in Library. But there's a lot of enemies that are only in one section. And you'll see some routing choices. Ooh, lethal boots. Okay. So we've got extra slide damage if we want it. Diablo Cat, best int hat in the game that you can find in a chest. I think there's something equal to it that you can maybe get in the shop only. Yeah, but worth putting everything on here. I would have put the Diablo cap on here because if you get a good purple, you don't have to menu again. Tepis isn't bad. Yeah, I mean it's heavy MP, but it wrecks the whole screen. Oh wow. Okay, this is like the Vashia is on Mort's vanilla Mort. So this is going to be a obvious kill everything. You don't really have to 9 stack while you're on the boat because you might want to do the quest, but it's going to make the boss fight go faster if you 9 stack up the shards. So if you're not familiar with how the shards work, there's 2 actual ways to upgrade your shards. The first way is very simple. It's just to get more copies of the shard, up to 9, which is the maximum you can hold. The other way is to upgrade them with Johannes is upgrading shards, enhanced shard thing in the shop area. So yeah, this is pretty cool. This is actually the second time I've cast it out of like 4 times where Vashio was on. Oh, and a good scarf too. Flame scarf's, I think, the best thing you can get there because you can't get over the rainbow in there. So yeah, this is really good. And you know, lethal boots normally not that great, but when you have a bunch of extra attack, and you can actually slide and do some damage canceling, you'll notice with Amadeus on the top here that they come from some of the DS Vanias. I'll have to talk to them and find out exactly which ones, but their combat is pretty great. There's a way to actually get multiple hits. I'm not 100%. Oh wow, glasses. Okay, so that's the best item in the game. Jeebel's glasses, what it does is it makes all of your MP cost 0. The only caveat is you do have to have a total MP pool that's large enough. So if they found like a spell that costs, let's say, 100 right now, and you can see Amadeus's mana bar is 96, they wouldn't be able to cast that. But as soon as they get enough MP to actually cast a spell, which, you know, I think 200 is the highest with Hellhound, they'll be able to just infinitely cast everything. So we're definitely going to see a finish here as long as there's no dimension shift shenanigans. Jeebles is enough offense to beat the game, especially with such a good shard like in the red spot like Vashia. Yeah, this is definitely a baby seed. You're 100% right, Hap. If they get invert, it's definitely over because they can use Vashia and invert tech to just basically do infinite damage to any boss as long as you can press up, down, A on 1 frame intervals. So, which is sounds hard, but it's actually not that bad. All right, first look at the shop here. We're gonna have to wait and turn in our Romide, get our ID. Slow down, Miriam. You gotta have ID. If you get pulled over. Ooh, okay. Bat wings. That's luck increase. There was a tunic in there that will give a food craftable piece. Not sure if Amadeus is good. I'm not sure if Amadeus is familiar with that, since they are a bit newer than some of us. Some of the knowledge, I think they've been studying with Fran, but like some of the knowledge might be not in the front of Amadeus's mind, so they might not remember certain things. Like, and turning in tunic is not a big deal, but if it's like soy sauce or something, then that could be huge, because that can make you some infinite food. If you're gonna go do the quest to the right, or I'm sorry, to the left, it's pretty much worth buying it to turn it in. But if you're just gonna truck right past the Mort quest, kill 5 Morts, you know, no waystones in the shop. That's why you're seeing the teleporter got in here. Yeah, and like with glasses now, you're just gonna see lightning just wreck everything on the screen. Set it and forget it. Yeehaw's not too far behind here. Still gonna have a 5-minute boat and shop, which is pretty good. If you get off the boat in 4 and out of the shop in another minute, that's really good. Oh, you picked up a random bloodsteel. Thank you. I did not see that. So what that means is they can go down in the middle of caverns. I don't know why you would right away, but it might come into play later if they get into the point where everything's looking weird. Looks like, yeah, he's gonna turn in some rice here. I like this. And it looks like he's going to turn in this tunic or do the quest. Yeah, he's going to turn in the tunic. He bought a tunic. He's going to turn it in. Now, what is it? What are we going to get? Bread. Okay. Mediocre. You'd much rather see like a soy sauce or a halite there. I think it could be any food ingredient. I think it's full shuffle, so. Okay, and then I didn't see what Mort dropped there. Okay, spiked breastplate. I would put that on immediately if I didn't have glasses and tepes. But with glasses and tepes, you can kind of just bolt these bats out of the air. But with spiked breastplate on, you can, if your backdashing is clean, you can actually just dash right through. The bats will take the damage. They won't necessarily die from the breastplate, but if your dashes are really, really clean, your hitbox will already be past the bats before they can hurt you. But they can still stop you if you have the spike breastplate on. So that's kind of like a 50-50. But Amna's dashes are actually really, really good. So I probably would have put the breastplate on, but I can understand why the better players would not bother. Okay, so he didn't get the Bone Mort drop. You got the Bone Mort drop. I'm not sure what it was, but it's definitely not better than Tepes, or else he would have probably put it on. It was probably nothing. We'll try to make sure that we see the purple on the side here. This is actually way easier to follow when it's only 2 people. Casting 4 at the same time is brutal. E with the NWO shirt. Gotta love it. Okay, here we go. Purple drop. Tornado Slicer. All right. Meh. It's actually... Tornado Slicer, if you have nothing else and you have infinite mana, is not that bad. It's probably better than most of the stand-in-place type shards, like Grinder and some other stuff. But that's bad luck if you're having to use that. Although, if you have glasses, you can't really say you've got bad luck, so... Okay, no pig drops. Let's see how we go with the toads here. I would probably actually farm the toads. This is the one rare scenario where farming the toads here I think makes sense. Just because you can clear them all so quickly. Yeah, I wouldn't go this far over. Okay, BGK looks at... Okay, faults you. That's good. That means Dom should be free with infinite mana here. You just stand far back and shoot Dark Hadokens into her, Akuma style. Yeah, I love skipping frog. I'll jump down. I will kill 4 frogs and then I'm out. Okay, there's Plume Parma. Oh, and it's Dimension Shift. Dimension Shifto. Wow. Okay. Well, I don't think he's going to skip that, so we're going to be on even footing here. I like skipping Toad because it is the lowest percentage drop in the game. I think it's only like 3%. And I think a lot of people don't do the math. A 3% chance 4 times is not 12%. That's not how randomness works mathematically. You're only getting like a slight increase each time you do that. And it ends up being a lot lower than a lot of other mobs. And plus, that's not a great farm spot. There's Barb. Was that... Okay, Gold Bullet. That's not a great farm spot because it takes so long to reset. I think that the spot on the other side of Garden is much better. Especially if you have any kind of range shard, you can just snipe it. And you can also farm Plume Parma there, which I'm totally fine with skipping Plume Parma as well. I'll kill the ones I walk by, but I think that's a good play that a lot of people don't take advantage of, is that the room on the far side of Garden with the 1 Plume and 1 Toad in it, where you can just walk out and walk right back in. I think that's a really good spot to farm both of those. And you only really get punished if Dimension Shift is on one of those 2. And not even necessarily so, depending on what else the seed's given you. Oftentimes, you're still going to want to try to find at least a white shard. And, you know, if I go over and get a crappy white shard, but I can at least get across, you know, if I have like Kung Fu shoes or something, and Reflector Ray or something else that will get me across, I'll usually try to save that if I can. But, I mean, it's a 50-50. And it all comes down to farm luck, of course. So, yeah, it looks like Yi is going to commit to this. And if you're going to do this, though, the point being that if you're going to do Toad Farm with this longer reset, you definitely want to have something that kills them all quickly. And if, you know, you have infinite mana, that just makes it even easier. Yeah, I like this. Kill the 4 of them. You get the free Plume Parma kill. Come out, come back in. Okay, Deep Sink is in the white spot. That's where the first shortcut is. We're gonna go check the get 2 free kills in Ordog here and go check the backup location. So when you play Randomizer, this room all the way to the left here has a chance, it's random, to spawn a safety invert or safety high jump. And that red right there in the front is exactly what we're talking about. So that is the safety invert. That's just to prevent soft locks. There's also a safety Zangetsu Toad chest that's in the Citadel that our runners will definitely go by because I don't think they have another key item check. Oh, they could go all the way up to the Bromide location, I think it is, at the very top of the Citadel before you go into Hall. But I probably check the safety spot first because you want to, if you're going to go up there, you want to go into the hall after that, since you have invert. And you want to have Zangetsu when you go into the hall so you don't have to go back. So I probably check the safety location first, then go up there. And then that gives you 2 chances to hit Zangetsu before you go into the hall. So, and then also, guys, if you're not familiar, if you're watching this back on a replay, the only 2 things you need actually to beat the game are the Zangetsu sword to defeat Jibul and not get the bad ending, and then to open the den of behemoths so that you can actually get to the end bosses and finish the game. And then Dimension Shift so that you can get to the end bosses and finish the game. The only way to get through without Dimension Shift normally is some out-of-bounds glitching, and as I mentioned at the top, that's banned. So Dimension Shift has to be get... Oh, Petra Ray. Okay, at least we didn't get Boer on the summon. And, I'm sorry, it's not Citadel, it's technically... Is this technically Garden, or is this Entrance? This is technically Entrance, right? Yeah. So here we're going to the Safety Zangetsu location. It's going to be in this broken floor. That normally there'd be a green chest in the middle right there that would have it, so it is not a safety seed for the Zangetsu. We're going to have to roll deep. We may have to go all the way to OSL to get it. It could be in its vanilla location. So, yeah, getting all the reds. And of course, you get all these red drops when you already have a 9 stack of arguably the best red in the game. Okay. I'm not going to orphan Craftwork here. I like this. Oh, maybe he is going to orphan it and just go up to... Oh, yeah, OSL is open with Dimension Shift. Oh, is this the play? No, he's going to... Okay. This is a tricky one. You can get through this with just Dimension Shift, but you have to throw the Dimension Shift out at the exact perfect timing, because you're only on the screen up there for like a few frames, or you can clip through it. All right, I forgot you could clip through it, or you can just do that and clip through it. That clipping is allowed because that's normally a breakable floor. That's not actually going out of bounds. You can also Dimension Shift through it, I think, but it's even harder to do depending on like how good you are at aiming the Dimension Shift. I don't know if it comes out fast enough. The animation might not be fast enough to... You can Dimension Shift up into that area and maybe... No, because you don't get a jump afterwards, right? Yeah, you only get a jump after Reflector Ray if you... Do you get it? Yeah, you don't get a jump after Dimension Shifting. So, that one's a weird one. Alright, going straight to Hall. No Zangetsu yet, though. He's going to get his Foul Shield stacked up here, getting a couple extra drops. Okay. Looks like he had worse farm luck than Alma had. And that's why he's behind. It's a couple minutes right now. Oh, wow. Throw Spear is on the pictures. That's the other best red shard. Shuriken's probably up there as well. Anything that like has long range and hits multiple times is going to be really good. Okay, using a dark attack on the Phantom there is not advisable. She is strong against dark. But she doesn't have an active hitbox right away, so you can actually just dash right past her. All right, let's see if we get a Zangetsu here. Top of Hall. Oh, and there it is. We have a Jet Seed. It's official. Gonna go ahead and save the game here, just in case they kill Alma kills Jibul by accident. And now with that, we can beat the game. With Falciu, I don't see there being much else to do here. That's a good enough to win. A 9-stack Vashia is good enough to beat Bale with. And with Invert, you can do the flippy-dippy strats. You can rotate the world, run around it over and over, Barry Allen style, and, you're good to go. So, oh yeah, we got Sinker as well, right? Not going to come into play, but... Okay, now, Amadeus here, yeah, they should invert and then just jump, and then, yeah, there you go, jump and Vashia. This is probably going to be your best bet here. Now, they could also, if they were trying to just kill Jibul, they could invert over and over and do a bunch more damage, but we don't want to actually kill him. We just want to damage him down to 600 or less HP so that the moon will change, and then slash the moon so we don't get the bad ending, Soten Richter style. There it is. All right, Yi playing catch up here. I don't know if he's gonna orphan craft work as well. I think he'll go for the 1 in 9 gamble that it's accelerator. He's got Jeebles. Yep, that's my man. I do the same thing. Yeah, this absolutely could be a PB for Amadeus. He has all the stuff you need. The only question might be healing, but with Fouled CU, you can keep your distance from Dom as long as you can dodge the Ghost Infinite Attack Infinite combo and not get Doom Beamed. You'll be okay. And this is going to be doing a lot of damage. They have Diablo Hat. They have they might even have more than one Fouled CU if they got. I don't know if Amadeus had more than one Blood Grinder Night Drop It, but I definitely saw a second one on Yi's side. So Yi will have a 2, maybe even a 3 stack Fouled CU. Might even be upgradable at the shop as well. I haven't been paying too much attention to like the random drops that have been collected. Yeah, so you're gonna go down, check the safety Zangetsuto location, and then from there with invert they could go across, go all the way up through library, but I think they're gonna go the same exact route. If you have invert, that's pretty much the way to go because you get the silver bromide location check on your way into Hall, and then you get the Zangetsu toe where it was in this seed. I don't remember what's in there. Is that the Celeste Key? Is that what's up there at the top of Hall? I don't remember what's in there, vanilla. But you get 2 key item checks on your way, whereas if you go across in library, you're going to get an extra white with Andy, but it takes a lot longer. You got to go up through the tower. He may farm Shield Outsider. Hopefully he doesn't get distracted by that. Okay, I'm assuming what Amadeus is going to do here is just get to Glacial Tomb Teleport and then teleport back for the shop check. You do want a couple healing items just in case things go wrong. Infinite MP doesn't mean you're invincible. Dominique can roll full combo you to dead from like 700 HP if you get hit by a ghost. So you never want to take any chances. Do they also have a Strider belt? It looks like they do have a Strider belt because those slides are pretty. Yeah, that's definitely a Strider belt. I don't know where that was, but that's good. That's better. It's actually faster than raw backdashing. Much easier to execute as well. Okay, tricky little invert here. You have Dimension Shift. I would equip Dimension Shift. You have infinite mana Dimension Shifts. Yeah, I would probably just 2 Dimension Shifts to get past there, slide the rest of the way. Okay, that's not bad, picking up some money. There could have been food in there. I would check a couple of these blues that aren't that far out of the way. Blue chests can have food in them. They can have money in them. They can have crafting materials in them that maybe you can craft an upgrade to one of your shards with. You may be even able to craft like a skull necklace or some kind of other accessory that's better. You might be able to craft a rainbow over the rainbow scarf or a scarf with int. The flame scarf I don't believe has any intelligence on it. Okay, gonna save here. Yeah, this is just a health refill, really. They did take a bunch of damage. Looks like Amadeus was down to 51 health there. And I'm not sure if Yi got the Shield Outrider to drop or not. They have Dimension Shift, though, so I think with Dimension Shift and Fault to You, I'm rushing key items if I'm them. Okay, grabbing the extra blood, I don't know if that's worth it. You also have tabs, too, to clear the screen and for the... Oh, not gonna... Wait, did he not check Bromide location? That's a key item location up there at the top of that. He might have when he first came through into the room and then went back to farm and then came back through. I didn't actually see that. I was paying attention to Amadeus' side up on top. I don't think he missed that because Zangetsuto can be in there, and that key item check above that like demon where you hit the switch and you can go in a hall. All right, so Yi's PB being at 25 minutes, I don't think he's gonna have a chance to PB here because it's gonna take too long. Well, if he has the Strider belt as well, he actually might be very close. If he does good invert strats on Bale and has a really clean Dom, I wouldn't say it's out of the question he could finish at like 25 flat. He's going to have really good boss fights here, though. All right, I'm opening up. Mahogany's not bad. That actually sells for a decent amount. There's a couple more blue chests here. Yeah, open them. Boom. Okay, there's Highlight. So I don't think Amma planted rice earlier. But if they did, they would be able to pick up rice, make a rice ball, and then they could buy 99 rice balls. Ooh, Aegis plate. Okay. Well, if there's not better armor, that has medium defense. Yeah, here's the shop trip. We're gonna go back. Rice could just be in the shop as well, but I doubt it is because I don't know why he would have planted a rice seed if rice was just in the shop. Oh wow, the quest was cursed rings. This is gonna be super fast. I think this is a guaranteed PB for Amadeus. I don't think there's any way this can go badly to the point where, yeah, and they have a ton of money to buy a bunch of potions. This will be fine. Also buying the fairy medicine. I don't know if non-caboose familiars can cast that, but maybe they can. No, don't need to craft a hat. Yeah, I think we're good here. Yeah, just Caraboose. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's like in Soten, like the only thing that can use items on you is the fairy and sprite. Then the other familiars can't. So yeah, it is easy to forget because Dimension Shift can be buried like so far down in some of these. All right, well, I mean, Yi's making great pace too. Gonna take the teleporter. Okay, going to entrance. Yeah, I think he's gonna do the same thing. Just you've got the stuff. Go straight to Den. Yeah, he thought about going to shop there, but no. Go to Den. Go to Tomb. Teleport back from Tomb. Do your shopping and then go. I like it. Okay, checking that extra blue there. Oh, is this a safety strat, like farming some EXP from Amadeus? That's an interesting. Or is it just they just wanted to check that blue chest, maybe? Just trying to get maybe like a fried fish or something? Or a mac and cheese. Yeah, I don't hate it. You can take some damage as well. Like you've got a save point right here. You've got a breakable wall as well coming up, which could be a health up as well. Very well played by both runners. I definitely would have lost this race. I would have taken the exact same route that Yeehaw took. Amma with that slightly better. Oh, not even gonna check the breakable. Okay, all right. Well, I check it just because just as health, but Matt can only be in browns. Oh right, yeah, blue. What else can be in blue? Fried fish can be in blue. Isn't there one more food that can be in blue? Sponge cake. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so that I meant to say sponge cake. Which both are really good. They have good stat ups. All right, here we go. 103, pretty good. Ooh, getting hit by the Dom's rose scarf is like ridiculous. She is like a sniper with that thing, and I think the hitbox goes further than it actually is animated. So, thankfully, I don't think it hits very far behind her. If it might on the back on the end on the recovery frames. Oh yeah, don't get hit by those. Do not get hit by the ghosts. You will get infinite comboed. Good evasion here. Bloodbringer getting an extra 7 damage in. Yeah, thing about Faltu, it's a little slower than Taib or Void Ray, but it's got the same range as Void Ray. It goes full screen, so you can stay really safe in this fight. Most of Dom's most dangerous stuff, she has to be like mid screen on you. Everything else you can see coming and dodge. This can get a little tricky here. You can dimension shift past this. Gotta be careful. I would have healed there as well because I think that can do more than 189 damage if you have low defense. Yeah, the ghosts are Strider orbs basically. They're invincible, and if you get hit by them, your character's dead. All right, here we go. How big of a PB is this going to be? Can we get a lizard? Can we get a King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard for the PB, for the fastest possible PB here? Okay. Oh yeah, and you're gonna get extra damage on the Falds. No, we're gonna get a kitty cat, but we've got invert, so it's good. Gonna get a little bit extra damage on Fald CU here. And now, do they know about the invert tech? I don't know if they do. Looks like they don't. I probably would have went for it there. So what you can do is with invert, invert will let you have anything that's active stay on the screen. Ooh, that was close. Anything active will stay on the screen and continue to tick damage even though you're not seeing the damage ticks while the game is like soft pause when you invert and the screen turns upside down. So anything like Ruinous Rude, Vashia, anything that has like a hitbox that stays on screen and is hecka active, what you could do is you can put that hitbox over the enemy and then you can start spamming invert. And if you do it well and you only put one frame in between each invert, especially with Vashia, the gravity will change and the shards will stay in that spot. And then you'll flip them over and they'll start to fall the way that they would fall. And there you go. 27:05 real time for Amadeus. What a PB. Very nice. And oh, Yi has standstill. Okay, nice. So that means that they're do they have any kind of oh yeah, they no wait. Do they have I'm trying to think of what other purples they have that might be spammable. I don't think the only thing with Vashia and standstill is that you won't see the damage ticks, so you'll have to let go of standstill and reapply it to see like if the enemy's dead or not. And the enemy can't actually die while you're standstilling. So if they stand still on Bale, and they can stack a bunch of damage to Vashia on screen, but then they're gonna have to let go of standstill and reapply it to let Bale die. I'm not sure how you could do the math when you can't see the numbers. But if you know exactly how much damage Vashia is going to do per tick, and then you know how many times it ticks per second, you could theoretically count that out, I think. It can? Oh yeah, it can. But only if it's an actively damaging thing, right? Like Aqua Stream. If you have a Vashia standstill on top of it, I don't think it can die until you let go. Like if you're standstilling and aqua streaming the boss because that's an active piece of damage being applied, I think it works. Oh no, maybe because it's a boss it can die while they're stand. I don't think a normal enemy can die with standstill though unless you let go. How does this work? I think yeah. Okay, yeah. The only tricky thing is you can't see the damage, right? So you have to stand still. Maybe Yi will show us. I think you have to stand still with the active Vashia hitbox on the mob, but it should just tick damage and die, right? Okay, if you stand still with Hellhounds on the screen, because the Hellhound hitbox is if you stand still while the Hellhound hitbox is active, it just keeps hitting him, but you just don't see the damage numbers coming up. So yeah, it should die. All he has to do is jump up once Dom shows up, put the Vashia hitbox on the hurt box anywhere, and then hold standstill, and it should just die after it's taken enough damage. I think. Yeah, I think it would have been because you didn't have like an Aqua Stream, Chisel Barrage, Inferno Breath type of like shard you could have just held down. But you still killed it in one cycle, right? So I don't think you would have saved a whole lot of time by doing it. Yeah, but like, yeah, anything like Ruinous Rude, Vashia, that stays active on screen, if you can put that hurt box, that hitbox of the spell over the hurt box of the enemy, and if you invert and that they stay overlapped, and then you invert and you keep inverting, they'll take damage the whole time that it's active. You just won't see the damage numbers while the game is soft pause. So like during standstill, I don't think you'll see the damage of like a Vashia. If it's just sitting, oh, you might actually though, because that's an active hitbox too. If you stand still and you like Aqua Stream, you'll see the damage, but I don't think you'll see the damage on. You don't see the damage on inverting. You may see it on standstill though. I think he's going to show us right now. Oh, if his stream doesn't die. No! Damn it. Twitch gods, no! How dare you, Bezos? Okay. Yeah, I think... Oh, no, he's just going to stand still and throw a spear. That's actually better, right? Because it's 3 hits of... Wait. Do you see it tick? Yeah, you see it tick. Okay, yeah. So in standstill, you see it tick, but if he was doing invert, you wouldn't. You'll only see the ticks when you're not inverting. So, like, if a damage ticks and, like, the frame or two between you execute the next invert, you'll see that. But then, like, the damage that it's ticking while the screen's flipping over, you don't see that. Yeah. Thankfully, we caught the end there. Yeah, wow, that was crazy fast. I did not see let's see, 31-37 real time for Yeehaw there. Did you get a in-game PB there? I didn't see it when you got the kill shot. Race PB, okay, cool. Nice, very nice. Yeah, the hitboxes are a little weird. It's usually better to just wait for Dominique to spawn because she's got 2,000 less health anyway, on top of whatever head it is. And then if you have invert, you can kind of wait until it goes... Oh god, I'm backwards here. So I have to do it... So I have to do it this way. So like you can kind of wait until the head goes like this. And then when it's up here, if you like for Vashia specifically, you can jump up and just do it normally there and then start inverting. Or you can invert and then as it's coming around down... Wait, hold on. Like this, as it's coming down at you like this, you can then drop a Vashia or like throw Ruinous Roots at it and then start inverting from there. Woo! Well, I didn't get to use half of my cool catchphrases that I have for all of the different items and everything because it was so fast. We only went to like 3 sections of the castle. No train, no tower... No right side of garden. no underground. I don't know though. If that would have been if Kraftwerk would have had accelerator, you may have won. So I was saying it on stream when you went for the Kraftwerk there. I 100%. I wouldn't have skipped it either. Because also there's this, right? Like, say Zangetsu Tuo is not in Bromide and it's not in Top of Hall. Then maybe that if that's vanilla Kraftwerk or, you know, if it's like... obviously it's accelerated, but if it's vanilla Kraftwerk, you might actually, you know, be able to use that knowledge. Like, okay, well... Oh, no, wait, you guys had Dimension Shift, so that wouldn't have mattered. Because you could go... I'm thinking of, like... Because Aegis Plate was in Tomb, which is weird, right? So, there's this weird world where if you didn't have Dimension Shift, you could have... if that was Vanilla Kraftwerk, you could have had to go all the way into Tomb to get Aegis Plate to go into OSL to get Vanilla Zangetsu Tuo. If, like, both key item checks in Den wasn't it, or whatever. But with Dimension Shift, you can just go through the back door. Yeah. But I wouldn't have orphaned it just because if it was Accelerator, especially like if you're racing Hap or Amadeus or Jupiter or even like Fran maybe, like I wouldn't orphan it because I think they would, and in that 1 in 9 chance it's Accelerator, especially in a 1v1 like a tournament match, if that's Accelerator you could probably win, you know, or your chances of winning are going way up. And you had such a fast kill, exactly. You know, like even without a spammable shard, like, you know, you could get a few fouls in, and then you can get in and just Vashia the crap out of them. And then, you know, you also get the extra accessory check. Could be a skull necklace. And you get the, what is it, up top? Armor?